This is probably a fan, maybe a few of you may remember me talking about in the past, possibly. And yeah, it's a 2007 Hampton Bay Sidewinder. This fan actually came with the house I live in when my dad and I moved in about over 9 years ago now. So this fan was already in the master bedroom, and yep. The reason it's not in there now is because my dad wanted to hang a Hunter Crown Canyon in his room, but I realized that the electrical box in his ceiling is screwed in from the side and not from the top. So, judging by how heavy this thing is, anytime it wobbled, it was pulling on the box more and more and more. So, I did not feel comfortable hanging a fan on that box, so I just put a regular light fixture up there for him, and yep, that's basically the case. Overall, this fan is actually in pretty decent shape. Its motor is very, very powerful. And other than a few mishaps on it, tape markings on this blade and where's the other one? Yeah, right here too. So the reason there's tape markings on it is because when I was younger, I decided to put glow sticks on this fan, which was not the best idea because it caught some of the paint off of it. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. And the reason this fan wobbles, I think it has to do with the screw holes to the blades. As you can see, there's this crack right here, but it goes for literally every single blade. So it's not just one blade, it's literally every single one has this unequal, you get the idea to it. So every blade has it. I did tighten the screws as much as I could, and that's as tight as they go. So, yep. And I actually wanted to hang this fan down here in replace of the Noma Lakeside, which is now right there. And overall, yeah, it's in pretty decent shape. It still has its original remote to it. You can definitely tell it's older because the sticker on the back is quite yellowed, but... And it probably does appear a lot brighter on camera, but it's actually not extremely bright. I mean, that's as bright as it goes, but even if I do use the dimmer setting on it, it does dim, but I'm not sure if you guys can pick that up, but it is flickering. I'm not sure if you guys can see that very well. Bring it all the way back up. Originally, I would have used a standard 75 watt halogen in this, but when I took this fan down out of my dad's room, the foil that sits above the bulb had actually rubbed off, so I did not feel comfortable putting a halogen on that. And, yep, here is high speed. And this fan does have a wobble to it due to its blade balance. It's very, very powerful, I will admit that. Not sure if you guys can pick it up, but it is wobbling. And it's on an even more solid mount now. This mount is definitely not straight, because you guys can see canopy is not straight, and this fan is just plugged into that outlet right there. Overall, I think I might actually just keep this fan down here, considering it came with the house. I feel like it more deserves to be hung in the house it's in. Yeah, when my dad and I took a look at this house 9 years ago, they had this fan on in the master bedroom with the light on, and they had it on low speed, which is what I'm about to put it on. Yep, so when looking at the house, they just had the fan on like this in the master bedroom with it on low and stuff like that, and I was quite amazed by it. Turn the light off. And yeah, this fan was caked in dust because my dad's my dad, he doesn't like dust very much because he thinks dust is harmless. But yeah, they just had the fan on low like this. This is actually low because it's fully slowed down now. And they just had the light on. And I'll turn the fan off too. And I will actually tell you guys how taking the globe off on this thing works. We'll just put this down for a second. So, it would be easier if I were to show someone this in person, but there we go. It would be a lot easier, but not feel like putting myself on camera. As you can see, I've just got a LED halogen inside of it, and the foil that was originally here had rubbed off. So that's why I'm using an LED. And the way the globe goes on has to do with these grooves right here. As you can see, there are 3 grooves right there. And here on the seat, it's just one big unit. Like, the glass is loose inside. It's held on by these by the 3 notches. But on the inside, you can see these dimples right here. There are 3 of them as well. So the way it would work is you will push the glass up, line these dimples in with these slots, and then you'll twist it to the right, and then they will sit right directly in this little piece right here. And that is how you take the globe off of this particular model, for which I do know that a lot of people would struggle with. Hampton Bay Sidewinder owners would typically struggle with taking the globe off whenever they had to change their bulbs. But yeah, I think this fan's just going to stay down here for now. I do know that this fan was available in bronze and white. I think bronze might have been a little bit more popular, but white is probably really difficult to find on this fan, because I do know that brushed nickel was definitely the most popular because it was the only one I ever saw. But yeah, 2007 Hampton Bay Sidewinder. I believe this fan was discontinued in either 2018 or 2019, because I believe that was the year that my local Home Depot actually put them on clearance. I do know that this fan is comparable to a Casablanca Stealth. Casablanca fans are not very common where I live, because Casablanca fans are very, very expensive. Like, a Panama is probably a little more than $500, depending on where you live, at least here in Canada. I don't know much about the American dollar. But yeah, this is definitely comparable to a Stealth. I have no idea if Aircool, the company that made this fan, was trying to like copy the Stealth or whatever. I highly doubt it, but definitely a comparable model. That's for sure. But yeah.